Alright, what's going on, guys? This is E. I'm playing through Jet Set Radio and teaching you guys how to get the jet ranking on all of the levels. So we're nearing the end of the game now, and I'd say this is the toughest or the second toughest level in the game. So when you spawn, the first thing you want to do is go over here. There's the 15 spray cans you can pick up. They're pretty easy to miss, but make sure you get these. And we are not actually going to go down the hill. I know it's tempting because you're pointed in that direction when you spawn, but you want to turn around and head up to the construction area. And you'll notice, this video is 15 minutes long. It's way longer than any of the previous levels, and that just is going to show you, how difficult this level is going to be, because it takes me way longer than it's taken any other level. So, because this video is 15 minutes long, there's probably going to be areas of 10, 20, 30 seconds where I'll just pause and let the video run, because I don't want to talk 15 minutes straight necessarily. But I do want to cover a few points first. So the best way to get the jet ranking on these really long levels is to tag a lot of the optional green pieces of graffiti, the ones with the green arrows on them. Notice here I just got shot. There's a sniper. You'll see that red line is what the sniper is using to shoot me. So you want to jump down to this middle area, and when you run into the sniper, he'll run away. So make sure you do that before you go too far, because the sniper will be able to hit you from pretty much anywhere you're trying to spray graffiti. So make sure you do that first. Alright, so moving back. You'll notice I'm tagging a lot of the green pieces of graffiti, and it's because the time bonus you get for finishing a level faster isn't worth as many points as tagging these other pieces of graffiti. So make sure you come over here and you spray most of these green ones. And if your goal is to finish the level as quickly as you can, this might not be the best route to take, just because, again, you're going to be skipping all of these green pieces of graffiti, but finishing the level as fast as you can isn't going to get you the jet ranking. You just aren't going to get enough points from the time bonus. So that is why this level really takes so long. I could have finished the level a lot quicker if I wanted to, but again, you wouldn't get the jet ranking for it. So, moving on. This area really only had 2 red pieces of graffiti that you needed to spray, but especially this one, you definitely want to hit this guy. The extra large pieces of graffiti give you a bunch of points, and so that's really why I wanted to get this area done with first. If you didn't know, green pieces of graffiti, they don't trigger enemy reinforcements either, so you want to hit these and get these out of the way, because the final enemy reinforcements that show up are the guys on the, jetpacks, or flying, some kind of flying machine, and they'll follow you anywhere as long as you're in the outdoor area, or even when you're indoors here, I think. But that's why I wanted to cover that area first, and then you're gonna drop down to this sewer level, make the jump, and you're here. So this level can be kind of tricky, just because there's not many places to evade from the bad guys. On either side, they'll still be there. So just make sure you take out the, there's a sniper over here too, so make sure you run through him and he will run away. So make sure you do that. And another thing about this level is there's kind of a lack of spray cans in a lot of areas, so you have to double back a bunch of times to hit what you need to hit, which can be kind of annoying too. But just make sure you get most of the green pieces of graffiti here, and obviously all of the red ones. The final tip I have for you is, if you jump into the water, you always spawn in this little region here. Now in this case, I needed to hit these pieces of graffiti anyways. There's a red one here, and then an optional one here. So if you need to go over here anyways, and you're not really in the general area, just drop into the water. You don't take much damage, and it'll teleport you directly to here, so it could actually save you some time. But yeah, at this point, I think I'm just going to let the video run for a minute or two, just because, yeah, we're gonna be just running through this general loop of circles until we hit all the tags. That's really it. Alright, so I'm just, gonna go silent for a minute or two and just let you guys watch the rest of this area come to an end, and then I'll start talking again once we get, closer into the final sort of region of this level.
Assassin number 2 is heading your way in a high-speed aircraft. Wait for his arrival.
Alright, I just want to pick things up here really quickly. You'll notice that whenever enemy group reinforcements are going to be called in, you'll get a tip on the radio before it happens. And once you get that tip, the next piece of red graffiti that you spray will trigger the reinforcements. So what I actually did in this case, while I was painting this extra large piece of graffiti, is I purposefully left myself with one more spray. That way the enemy reinforcements don't come in, and then one more spray will finish up the last one, because you don't want to get stuck with having to spray that huge other side of the wall with the guys on the, crazy jetpack things. So that is why I purposefully sort of canceled finishing spraying the first half of that large piece of graffiti, just because I knew that once it got triggered, the bad guys were going to show up. So that's just one trick you can use if you ever find yourself in that situation, is just purposefully don't finish off a piece of graffiti, and then finish off the second half of it and go back to the first half. And yeah, so once again, the spray cans are pretty rare in this level, so you really need to make extra trips to other regions just to pick up some spray cans. And the final thing I want to note here is that in this level specifically, you'll notice a lot of the wonky physics that go on when you try to grind on the sort of half pipe surfaces. It can be kind of frustrating. This game is, I think it's like 12-13 years old, and at some points the physics engine does show its age, especially when you're running into objects or you're getting shot. So you can see here I'm using this exit to come up here. We are essentially approaching the last portion of the level. This is right underneath where you spawned, essentially. And yeah, so this might not be the most efficient, but again, you'll get the jet ranking if you come up here. And what we actually need to do at this point is we need to make ourselves go up a little bit, and again, at this point the guys with the jetpacks are here, and make sure you pick up health when you need to. This is the level I probably died the most times just from losing health, not really by running out of time, but I lost all my health a bunch of times because these guys on the jetpacks just are super annoying, and there's very little you can do to get out of their way except just keep running, essentially. And so yeah, at this point we have to sort of come up all the way to where you spawned. I know it's sort of backtracking a little bit, but it's the most efficient way I found. Other people might have different ways of of navigating the level, but you know, it's what I've got. So again, you'll see the physics engine really starts messing up when you get into these downhill levels by the houses. A lot of times you'll pick up speed that you don't want to pick up, or you'll run into something and lose all of your speed and then cause you to miss a jump, and you'll end up down here by the stairwell region. It's probably going to happen to you once, unless you're just super efficient at this. But whenever you end up getting knocked off somewhere, just make sure that on your way back up you spray some of the optional green pieces of graffiti. And again, this is just some random physics quirk. I don't know how I ended up over there from the direction I was running in, but again, you know, gotta make the best of it. And yeah, so after we hit these rooftop pieces of graffiti, we will be down to the last area, which is, you know, the place with the water tank, and you know, just a little bigger rooftop area than we see here. But yeah, you'll see here I've got 2 more to clear in this region, and I'm just going to go silent for a minute or 2 until we hit the last area. Alright, so we are going to bust through this wall, through that door, and we are on to the final area of this level. And yeah, it's kind of nuts. These guys with the jetpacks, they can actually shoot and hit you in mid-air, which a lot of the other enemies can't do. It's pretty frustrating too, because you're making a lot of jumps in these levels too, and if you get hit in mid-air, it messes you up completely, and you might fall into the water or something like that. So yeah, just make sure you hit that red piece of graffiti. I don't know if it's a water tower or just some sort of I don't know what you want to call it, globe tower thing. But the rest of the pieces of graffiti are concentrated in this rooftop area here, and you know, it can be kind of frustrating on the rooftops just because the guys on the jetpacks, they really hit you hard when you're in that area, and there's not much you can do about it. But again, you can see how many times I've messed up, you know, fallen and things of that nature, and it hasn't affected me too much. I mean, I still get the jet ranking. Oh, one thing to point out, don't forget about that little rhino statue there. And here's a little shortcut if you didn't know. You can cut through this building and on to the other half of the platform. So this is super annoying. This is probably the most annoying tag in the end. It's a medium-sized piece of graffiti, and they will shoot you, and if they shoot you, you could fall down all the way to the bottom of the level, which again is super annoying, and you'll miss out on a lot of time. But again, time doesn't matter as much as these points are worth. So as long as the timer doesn't hit 0, you know, you should be alright. And yeah, I mean, this level can be pretty challenging. Just keep at it. Yeah, and you know, if you keep at it, eventually you're gonna get jet. And yeah, we are nearing the end. I've got, you know, that and another piece of graffiti, and you see here they knocked me off again, which super frustrating. But yeah, anyways, if you guys have another way of going through these levels and getting jet ranking without doing an infinite grind, because those are kind of cheap, let me know. I mean, I'm happy to, if you guys have a more efficient way than I'm showing here, you know, I'd love to hear about it. And yeah, this level is coming to an end. If you guys thought this walkthrough was helpful, please feel free to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. And I believe there are 3 more levels in the game. 1 more of these levels, there's a chase level, and then there's the boss battle. So I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.